Hey, welcome back to the God Power channel. This is the channel where we're going to unlock the God Power laying dormant on the inside of you. But first today, what we're going to do is continue breaking down the book of Genesis. We got to finish the book of Genesis. Last time we did chapter 33, but this time we're doing chapter 34. And chapter 33 is when Jacob finally met back up with his brother Esau, and the anticipation was high. We thought it was going to be some beef, but it wasn't. It was all love. Jacob stayed behind because he had children and stuff, and Esau went on to the place where they were at. So they're all going to be in the same place eventually, in the same land. But let's see what happens in chapter 34. So one day, Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went to visit some young women who lived in the area. But when the local prince, Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw Dinah, he seized her and he raped her. But then he fell in love with her, and he tried to win her affection with tender words. He said to his father Hamor, "Get me this young girl. I want to marry her." Yo, time out. First of all, this is a dark chapter already. So just because this happens in the Bible doesn't mean that God said that this. God didn't make this happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta. I hear this argument all the time where people are like, "Well, there's rape and murder in the Bible." Well, listen, they're just telling the stories of these families. Like, this girl went to visit her friends and she got raped by the son, like the prince, the son of the king. That's crazy. So soon Jacob, heard that Shechem had defiled his daughter Dinah. But since his sons were out in the fields herding his livestock, he said nothing until they returned. Hamor, Shechem's father, came to discuss the matter with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's sons had come in from the field as soon as they heard what happened. So, okay. Remember, Jacob has like 11 sons, 12 sons, 11, 12. He has a lot of sons. Then he has Dinah as the daughter, the only daughter. So Jacob is probably hot, and the son's probably hot right now. I don't know what the king came over to talk about, but they are probably hot. Because it says that they defiled the daughter. So it's not like rape or something normal, or like it's the same kind of concept as what's going on right now. Let's see. They were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, something that should never be done. Hamor tried to speak with Jacob and his sons. "My son Shechem is truly in love with your daughter," he said. "Please let him marry her. In fact, let's arrange other marriages too. You give us your daughters for our sons, and we give you our daughters for your sons. And you may live among us, and the land is open to you. Settle here and trade with us, and feel free to buy property in the area." What? Time out, bro. That sounds like fighting words. I swear that sounds like fighting words. Like, I want to know what's about to happen. Okay. Then Shechem himself spoke to Dinah's father and brothers. "Please be kind to me and let me marry her," he begged. "I will give you whatever you ask. No matter what dowry or gift you demand, I will gladly pay it. Just give me the girl as my wife." I would be so pissed off if I was Jacob, man. But since Shechem had defiled their sister, Dinah, Jacob's sons responded deceitfully to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to him, "We couldn't possibly allow this because you're not circumcised. It would be a disgrace for our sister to marry a man like you. But here's a solution. If every man among you will be circumcised like we are, then we'll give you our daughters, and we'll take your daughters for ourselves. We'll live among you and become one with your people. But if you don't agree to be circumcised, we'll take her and be on our way." So basically, I think that they're tricking her because they said they responded deceitfully. So they're tricking him. They're tricking Shechem and the people. They're saying, "Look, y'all can't have this. Y'all not circumcised. So until you get circumcised, you cannot have this, and we can't make that arrangement." I think that this is very, very genius. Hamor and his sons Shechem agreed to their proposal. Shechem wasted no time in acting on his request, for he wanted Jacob's daughter desperately. Shechem was a highly respected member of his family and went with his father, Hamor, to present the proposal to the leaders of the town at the gate. So now they're about to say, "Hey guys, we gotta cut that shit. We gotta all get circumcised as grown-ups." Ouch. These men are our friends, they said. Let's invite them to live here among us and trade freely. Look, the land is large enough to hold them. We can take their daughters as our wives and let them marry ours. But they would consider staying here and becoming one people with us only if all of our men are circumcised, just like they are. But if we do this, all their livestock and possessions will eventually be ours. Come, let's agree to their terms and let them settle here among us. So all the men in the town and council agreed with Hamor and Shechem, and every male in the town was circumcised. But 3 days later, when the wounds were still sore, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, who were Dinah's full brothers, like they was full brothers of Dinah, they took their swords and entered into the town without opposition. Then they slaughtered every male there, including Hamor and his son Shechem. They killed them with their swords, then took Dinah from Shechem's house and returned to their camp. Okay, they were fighting words. Okay, I wasn't tripping. I was not tripping. Somebody just raped your daughter. Then came and was like, hey, bro, it's all good, man. Just let him marry her. You know what I'm saying? He loves her. They was probably like, huh? Okay, yeah, we got this. Yeah, totally. Let her marry her. Y'all just go get sore real quick. And then we're going to come. This is a really dark chapter. But it makes sense. It's like, this is human. So much what humans would do anyways. Meanwhile, the rest of Jacob's sons arrived, finding the men slaughtered. They plundered the town because their sister had been defiled there. They seized all the flocks and hundreds of donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, both inside the town and outside in the fields. They looted all their wealth and plundered their houses. They also took all their little children and wives and led them away as captives. Afterwards, Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have ruined me. You made me stink among all the people of this land, among all the Canaanites and Perizzites. We are so few that they will join forces and crush us. I will be ruined. My entire household will be wiped out. And they were like, but why should we let him treat our sister like a prostitute? And that's where the chapter ends. So this is a interesting thing. Jacob was not about to smoke. Jacob was trying to, solve, like he was probably going to solve it another kind of way. But his sons, especially Levi and Simeon, they were hotheads and they were not having that. So they went and did what they did. It was only two of them that did that. Right? Out of all 11 sons, 2 of them are the hotheads that did that. And then the rest of them came and found them. And I was like, I'm about to just take all the rest of the stuff. And when they said they took the women as captives, like, you know how they have like servants at their house already? Now they have more servants. They have more people to watch the donkeys and more wives for their servants and all kinds of different things. So, yeah, that's the end of chapter 34. I don't know. What would you do if somebody did that to your sister? I mean, you don't have to say it in the comments, but just think about it, right? That's the end, and I hope you learned something from it. Next time we're going to chapter 35, and we'll continue rolling. So have a beautiful day, and remember that you got that God power. On your heart, tugging on your... Get them.